Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Branded Player 23 and today I bring you guys an amazing card that will shake up the meta for cards that like to use dragons, spellcasters, and fusions. Of course, I'm talking about Branded. There's some other decks and strategies that could benefit from this amazing new almost boss card that is coming to OCG on April 26th with Duelist Advance. This set will also come to TCG in July 4th. That's correct, July 4th, the Independence Weekend for the US. And let's get into the details so we can tell you more about what other synergies this card had. This is reported by Yugioh organization, and the monster in question is Sacramentum Dragoon. Let's go over the stats first. It's a level 8 light dragon fusion monster that has 3000 attack, so it's already given beatstick boss monster vibes. And the materials for it are 1 dragon and 1 spellcaster. That's it. Don't care about gender pronouns or any kind of attributes that the monster may have. So you already see where I'm going with this. Now, let's go over the effect that this monster has, because this is pretty impressive. Number 1, it loses 100 attack for each of your banished cards, which I think is a good trade-off considering Branded could be banishing a lot of cards, especially lately. Blue Eyes, they also banish some cards, but not as much as Branded. Then the second effect, your opponent special summon dragon and spellcaster monsters. So this is important. Dragon, special, and spellcaster monsters cannot activate their effects while this fusion monster card is in the monster zone. Guys, it doesn't say it's gonna be in the field. They just cannot play the game if they want to play against this card. So it's a great card against Blue Eyes. Could also be good against Branded. Now it doesn't have any specific materials, so the amount of decks that can run it is limited. Mostly, the actual 2 cards that you can run it against, Branded and Blue Eyes. But then the third effect, you can target 1 dragon monster and 1 spellcaster monster in your graveyard, special summon 1 of them, and if you do, very important, place the other on the bottom of the deck. What's the most important part of this? The if you do part. Why? Because it's not a requirement that both monsters have to be in the graveyard when this effect is resolved. Meaning, if your opponent decides that they're going to Bestial, Drisworm, or Magnamut, any of the 2 monsters that you're choosing as targets, it will still go through, and you just have to special summon 1 of them. So no Diddy Crow for this card, no Bestial monster. If any of your opponents use any Tamers or any cards that will special summon from your graveyard and you chain this monster's effect, hopefully it's quick. But if it's not quick, it could also be once per turn. You could always special summon. Let's say if you need a Falling of Alvas and you have Quem in the graveyard, which turn out to be 2 of the materials to make this card. Or you could also have Falling of Alvas and Cartesia. It's another viable way to summon this monster. You can summon the Falling of Alvas. If it's a Blue Eyes, you will automatically wipe their board, because at that point it's probably one of the best places you can do against Blue Eyes. And they cannot activate their Blue Eyes monster's effect in response to this one. So an amazing card to run for Branded as a staple to control decks that rely on Dragon and also spellcasters. But at the same time, I want to go over which other cards or which other strategies can also benefit from it. And Blue Eyes is one of them, and I'll tell you how. Look at the materials. 1 dragon and 1 spellcaster. Well, we know Branded has for spellcasters Cartesia, and it also has Guiding Quem. Then it's packed with monsters like, Falling of Alvas, Beast or Saturnair, if you're running it. Maybe any of the other Bestials like Rebellion, Drisworm, or Magnamut. But at the same time, Blue Eyes could also use it with any Blue Eyes monster, Spirit with the Eyes of Blue, Maiden with the Eyes of Blue, or even Sage. And of course, Alistair the Invoker, which means that you can special summon Alistair. If find any way to fuse with it, and then you can use your invocation spell cards or magical meltdown to get into your other fusion monsters that require Alistair as a material, and you will have 2 big bodies on the field that cause negation and follow up for your cards with their special summoning effect from graveyard. So that is something very important. Now you don't always have to go with Cartesia and Druid Swarm, or what is I forgot the name of the card, Sirenair, you don't have to only go to Grand Guignol in your turn. You always have a good target now with Cartesian Graveyard. Put Sirenair back into the deck, and that will make you have a lot of follow-up for the next turn. So in this specific scenario, this card, it's amazing for what Konami is building up for. It's commented all over the web that Konami will be releasing new Albus and branded support since they are releasing new products with Yugioh Card Game Chronicles, the animated series. So we are expecting to see not only this, but probably more of these cards that will specifically support branded. Now, this is not specifically branded, could be used in other synergies and other decks, but I'll definitely recommend you to keep an eye on it. And I consider this card a must-have if you are going to run branded or any fusion monster any fusion strategy that requires dragons. Remember, Dragon Tail is already killing it in OCG, and followed by this little guy's Yummies. So more on that in a few moments, because this is not the only update that we got from Yu-Gi-Oh organization, but definitely I want us to keep an eye on it. Now, on the other cards reported, we also have the Boundless Psychic Sky Blaster, which is done us with two level 5 psychic monsters. Remember that we're getting more psychic monsters coming from Duelist Advance. I already reported on it. Check the other videos on my channel. And basically, Konami decided that it will bring a lot of retro cards, or cards that were a thing back in the day. If you ever played in 2008 and 2009, you will remember the Teledat format with emergency teleport. We are getting some emergency cards as well that will support psychic strategies with paying life points, recovering them, and controlling your opponent's monsters and field. So this card is coming directly to support those. Now, the one that I need us to pay attention as well is this one right here, which is in with a beast, right? 2 light beast monsters, and one of them has to be 2 light monsters, and one of them has to be a beast. This is strictly coming off to support Yummies, which are the second biggest threat in OCG right now. It gives them 3 magnificent effects. First one, when it's Strength Summon, you can target a quick play spell card, return it, and set it. I'll show the yummy cards that you could target with this, or other cards that could help you as well on the edition of this video. It says your opponent cannot target cards in the field zones. As you know, Yummies rely heavily on their field spell card. And as well, when this card is destroyed, you can apply 2 effects based on the amount of field spell cards that are in play. You will always have 1 if you play Yummy, because it's reliant a lot in its field spell cards. So, or you could have 2, depends if the opponent runs 2. So those are 2 cards that I really like for the future format. Actually, 2 light monsters and 1 dark monster, some of the most powerful ones in the meta. I'll keep you posted if anything else comes up regarding the future of the meta. But this year, this competitive year, this championship season promises a lot. Guys, I'm BrandedDespia 23, and that was it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.